Hey. Hey, everybody. I'm going to give people a chance to hop in. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Happy Saturday. I'm glad to see you guys all here. I'm playing with a new dashboard. I'm kind of going to hop back and forth. So um, bear with me a little bit. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out which screen I like better. How's everybody doing? Hey, Zen, good to see you. It's so nice to see everybody joining. What have you guys all been doing this Saturday? My two youngest kiddos they get so tired of being inside. So they wanted to go like do something. So we went to our little like town that we live in. They have this little like kid festival thing in the little downtown strip area. And they had like a foam party and all kinds of stuff. And I took my kids down there and I thought they would love it. And they were like so over it. They were just like, this is so lame. And we ended up going and sitting at like they have like a little pub thing there. And we like sat outside. It's so nice. It's like 80 degrees here in Yuma. It's so beautiful. So we just sat outside and like people watched. But yeah, that's what I've done. And then so what's prompted me to jump on here and chat with you guys about is I was like sitting down, relaxing, just like Saturday afternoon. And then I saw a video by Linda G. Now, I typically don't like to watch other readers. I will here and there, but I typically don't like to watch them because I don't want to like pick up what they're, like I want to make sure that I'm not like saying something just because I heard it and not it didn't, I hope that makes sense what I'm trying to say. But anyway, I don't want to taint myself. I want to keep it like very pure. Um, so I ended up just like for whatever reason clicking on her video. That I don't remember what the title is. It's the one she posted today, but it caught my attention. And then it dawned on me tomorrow is the 20th of April. Tomorrow's the day that um that Kristi Noem and Pete Hegseth are supposed to provide Trump with a report on whether he should invoke the what is it, Alien Insurrection Act, so that they can declare martial law. That's tomorrow. And I started watching Linda's video. I didn't make it very far into it because I was like, oh, I'm going to jump on because I want to look at the cards before I see what she has to say. I want to look at the cards and see what they have to say. But it was when I saw that, and then because they said, like, I was reading the comments and somebody said like someone else had said so because she was saying something really big is going to happen, something really big. She sees people running, she sees people screaming. She From where I got in the video, like I said, I did not watch very much of it, but she said that there was a card that represented Trump. And because at first she was like, well, this doesn't have to be in the US, but then she's like, oh, but there's a card that represents Trump. So um that was when I read the comment about some other person, and then I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's the day," because we did a reading about this, and that's the day that I, told you guys that if they were going to invoke martial law, it would be tomorrow. Um, so I'm really, really concerned because if I don't know, Linda's pretty reputable, you know, and the fact that she's saying that, especially and like putting a timestamp on it, that's really risky as like a medium or a tarot reader to give somebody like a time frame that's that specific because energy shift. But she's like very specific, and so I'm really concerned about what could potentially happen tomorrow. The reason I'm concerned about it is because I literally live on the border to Mexico. Where I live, I could, if I had to, I could walk to Mexico. I'm that close. My town is where a lot of people will come over and get medical care. Actually, I used to work at the hospital where that happened, but so it scares me that if they invoke martial law at the border, that's going to directly affect me and my kiddos. Like that's really frightening. I'm trying to buy a house and move. You guys have been hearing my story. I'm like manifesting a house, but um, it's just it's taking me a little bit longer. You know, it's just it's taking more time than I thought it would, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, you know. And obviously, there's no way I'm going to be able to buy a house and move by tomorrow, so I'm just like, okay, I got to roll with it. So but my hope is that we can buy a house and move because I want to get to like northern Arizona. I don't want to be this close to the border. And not because of Mexico, by the way, because of our president. I don't want to be close to the border because of our president. I loved living next to the border when everything was fine. I love going to Mexico. I love the Mexican people. I won't go. So I used to go to Mexico all the time. Like it's so close. You just hop the border and you don't hop the border, but you go through, you go through the border. But I mean, it's so close. Like we go down there to get, medicine from the pharmacy because it's way cheaper. Eyeglasses, you get your eyeglasses there. We take our dogs to the vet there because it's less expensive. You could just go over and have breakfast and the food is amazing. And just, you know, shop. And I won't go over there now. Again, not because I'm concerned about Mexico, but I'm concerned about when I try to get back into America, what they're going to do. So I won't cross the border. I want as far away from the border as I can be. You guys are all so sweet. Oh, Zen, I didn't know you were in Jacksonville. I used to live in Denellen, like Ocala. Most people don't know Denellen. You probably know Denellen. Yeah, it's so crazy, you guys. The stuff that's going on. The stuff that's going on. So, okay, let's go ahead and jump in and start looking at the cards and just see what is going on tomorrow. So, let me change our view here so that you guys can see the cards. Okay, let's see. That should have worked. My streaming platform is being really wonky and it's not showing me my screens what I have up. It says syncing. Can you guys see my cards right now? Or is it still just me? Oh, I see it. We're good. Okay. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so let's take a look. Another Jacksonville, Florida person. Oh, Shauna, thank you. I feel bad for the Canadian people, how the US has been treating the Canadians. We have a lot of snowbirds here in Yuma that come from Canada, and we probably won't anymore. Oh, Maria, you're so sweet. Thank you. Okay, so here's what I want to look at. First thing I'm going to do is I want to just look at the general energy for tomorrow. So this is just general energy for tomorrow. And this is going to be like specifically in regards to like the Trump administration and what they have up their sleeve. Okay, so this isn't going to be general energy of like the world or general energy of the collective, but this is going to be like the energy of what the Trump regime has in store for tomorrow. That's what I want to get real specific on that. Okay, let's see. Hey, Nathan. I wondered if I was going to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Nathan is my moderator, you guys, and he's fantastic. Okay, so we're just going to take a look at the energy tomorrow for what the Trump regime has up their sleeve. Let's see what they've got. Okay. Okay. So, first thing we have is the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is like arresting, recharging, regrouping. It can be like a forced timeout. It's kind of like lying in wait, not really being able to do anything. Okay. Then the energy that's coming up against, that it's crossing or challenges, is the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is, it's celebration, but it can also be, it can be overindulgence. So this could be people who are overindulging, which we know a lot of people in that administration that would potentially fit the bill for people that like to do that. Um, but this can also be people like coming together and like celebrating, but not, I feel like this would be people like coming together and like conspiring, and like making evil plans over like drinks. Like it just feels very, it feels just very like sorted, and it's like a small group of people. It's not everybody. It's like there's just a few people that are really calling the shots. The energy that they're coming from, okay, so this is going to be the energy from like now that we're going to be rolling into tomorrow, is the Page of Wands reversed. Page of Wands reversed is all about communication issues, and most specifically it's electronic communication issues. So this could mean that they're having problems with communication. This could be things getting like messages getting crossed. This could be somebody thinking that an email has been sent and it hasn't. This could be communications being hacked. But this is, so right now, okay, the energy that they're in, that they're going to be, coming into tomorrow from, is this energy of having communication issues. That's concerning, right? I mean, we all know that they have communication issues, but that's like even more concerning. Okay, I'm going to take a look at the comments here really quick before I keep going. Oh, Barbara, I know. When I think of what's going on in El Salvador and those men, it's heartbreaking. G'day from Australia. Australia, mate. I should never do that again. I cannot do accents. And Rodenia or Rodinia from Idaho. Hi. I used to live in Spokane, Washington, which is right next to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Hi, Bonnie. And Jay Lappy from Canada. Okay, so let's keep going. So what, for anyone who's just joined, just to let you know what I'm reading for and where we're at, we're looking at the energy for tomorrow for the Trump administration, because we're taking a look at, I started off this reading by talking about how there are some people who are is predicting that perhaps Trump is going to enact martial law tomorrow, because he had, on his first day in office on the 20th of January, he signed an executive order that requested in 90 days to have a report from Pete Hegseth and Kristi Noem that would determine whether or not he should enact I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Alien Insurrection Act. And so that's tomorrow, right? And I mean, has Trump ever turned down the opportunity to have power? So that's, and I did a reading on this earlier in the week. So, or maybe it was last week. So, that's been like in my mind, and I was thinking about that. And then I had no plans on doing a live today, but I sat down and I was scrolling through YouTube and I saw Linda G's video today. And like I mentioned before, I typically don't watch a lot of readers because I don't want to like pick up their information. So I just happened to, for whatever reason, click on it. And she was talking about how she is seeing something happening tomorrow, people running, people like screaming. And then it just made me think like, oh, tomorrow's the day that we're supposed to have potentially martial law for entertainment purposes only. So I wanted to hop on here and do a reading. So right now, the spread that we're in is we're looking at the energy of the Trump administration. So the energy that they're going to be in tomorrow. Okay. And then we're going to go from there. So we're here now in the, with the Seven of Pentacles reversed. Seven of Pentacles reversed is like working really hard, but not really having anything to show for it, which I don't see them working hard. But I'm wondering if this is like putting in effort to make something happen, but having issues with it lining up, or having issues with the way that they're doing it, or maybe trying to take shortcuts. And I feel like everything is kind of a mess. It's very, very disorganized feeling. Okay. Then we have this Five of Cups. So this is, what are they trying to do? Where are they trying to go? Well, they're trying to cause sadness and grief and heartbreak and loss and mourning. That's what they want to do. That's the energy that they're going to be in tomorrow. What they don't see coming is Temperance. And this card gives me some hope, okay? Because Temperance is about balance. It's about finding the right mixture. So the fact that there is some temperance coming in makes me feel better. Okay. So I don't know exactly how that's going to relate or tie in, but I like to see that there is. And the other thing too about this Temperance card is this is the only major arcana card in this entire spread. So that means that this is going to be a major, major theme. So it's going to be bigger than anything else that's in the minor arcana cards. So this is good. And, it's really important when we're looking at like really crazy stuff like this, that we keep our heads on straight, because it's so easy to get overwhelmed, right? But I always try to tell you guys, we control, to an extent, our situation. And I was listening to Daryl Anka, who channels an entity named Bashar. And he said something, and it was just really powerful. It stuck with me. And it was, it's not what we, it's like not what we do, or like what we get, what we receive, but it's like what we do with that. So it's like, if we can be handed something that's like not optimal, but we can like look at that and make a decision like, okay, well, I can go this way, which would be terrible, or I could go this way and it probably wouldn't be much better, but it would put me in a better position or whatever. That's the energy that we want to try to be in, that higher energy. So when we're looking at, okay, the world is like on fire, it's important for us to kind of be that like sane voice. And if we see it coming, because I feel like so many of us see it coming. So when it's not even, it's not that we're seeing it coming. It's here. It's here. This is the stuff, it's here now. We're seeing it. It's all playing out. So we see this. We know there's a lot of people out there that have like the blinders on, and they finally realize what's going on. It's going to be too late for them. But for the rest of us, we can see this and we can be like, okay, I'm going to, prepare. I'm going to be ready. I'm going to have like these different, just a different, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So let me keep going. So the energy of tomorrow is Six of Swords. Six of Swords is travel. It's going places. I'm wondering if there are going to be more people deported tomorrow. I know that there is a flight that I believe it was the Supreme Court said to Venezuela, if I'm not mistaken, that they said, nope, they cannot go. They have to stay here. So I don't know if it's going to be that group or if it's going to be a different group, but this is, the energy is traveling. It's moving. It's going distances. It's going from one thing to another thing. So I do feel that there is going to be some kind of movement with people tomorrow. And then we have the Eight of Wands reversed. The Eight of Wands reversed can be bad news coming in really fast. So this could be bad news for us. This could be bad news for the Trump administration. But this is messaging coming in that they're not wanting to hear. And remember, the energy that they're coming from was this Page of Wands reversed. And this Page of Wands reversed was all about communication issues. So if they're having communication issues, is that what's going on here? Is there an issue with them coordinating and not being able to communicate? Their hope is that they're going to be able to they're using this concept of business where they're outsourcing our prisons to other countries and they're paying for it, and they're in talks with Eric Prince, who is the guy who used to own Blackwater. It's still Blackwater, it's just called something else, but it's like a mercenary group. But so it's like it's about business dealings. This is about money. For to them, this is like it's like slave trading. So that's the energy. That's their hope for tomorrow, is to profit, to make business dealings around that. But how this whole thing is going to turn out is the 10 of Cups reversed. And the 10 of Cups reversed is families that are broken up, family discord, family disunion. So tomorrow is going to be it's going to be a rough day. It really is. Okay, let me take a peek here really quick at the comments just so I can get caught up with you guys. Hi, Heidi from Utah. And Osa from Denver. And Yosemite. Yeah, Zen. It's on Hitler's birthday. Isn't that crazy? That this year, I mean, like, and that's another thing, right? Like the significance of we have Easter Sunday, which is very significant. We have Hitler's birthday, which is just gross. We have then it's 420, so if you know, you know. So there's that, on top of this. It's weird. All of the things that are coming together tomorrow. And I don't know. Yeah, it's Hitler's birthday. So I was watching, no, I wasn't. I was reading a book. I don't remember what book I was reading. Oh, I think it was an ebook, and now I don't remember. But anyway, I think Rick Vade, he's a YouTuber and he has a book, and an online book that you can download on Kindle for free. And I don't remember what it's called, but his name is Rick Vade, Ved is his last name. And he is an astrologer, and he makes predictions. And in his book, he was talking about how Trump's birth chart is very similar to Hitler's birth chart. Like, they have K2 and Rahu, which are like two big important things. I'm not an astrologer. But they like have it in the same alignment or whatever. And he was talking about all the similarities between Hitler and Trump. And if you follow Nostradamus said that there would be three antichrists. The first one was Napoleon, the second one was Hitler. And then he predicted that the third one was going to study Hitler, know everything that Hitler did, and then improve upon it, right? Like, see Hitler's shortcomings and downfalls, and then, improve upon that. And Trump, it's been reported that he keeps a book of Hitler's speeches next to his bed, and he's obsessed with Hitler and his speeches. So that's an interesting coincidence. Oh, hey, Nathan. Yeah, definitely. And if you can drop the link in the chat for the petition too, or if you already have, do that too, in case anyone else. Oh, good. There's other people here. Oh, perfect. Oh, you already put it in the link. Awesome. Or the link in the chat. Okay, I will definitely do that. Yes, Deborah. That's exactly it. So Deborah said, be the love you choose to experience. And that's one of the things that I always come back to when we're looking at this stuff, is that, we have a choice, right? We can look at what's going on and we can be miserable and we can get down in it. Or we can say, you know what, I'm going to be the better person. I'm going to be Christ-like. And it's so funny to me because the people right now that are being the most Christ-like are there not a lot of Christians, right? These are more spiritual people. These are different people, and the people that should be Christ-like, these, Christian nationalists are absolutely not Christ-like. So it's important that we don't get caught up in what's going on, and we just try to keep our vibration as high as possible. Oh, yeah, Nathan, I can pin that. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so if you guys want to sign that petition, it's pinned in the comment section. So Mary, and just to catch anyone else up who's just jumped on. So what we're looking at is tomorrow. I did a video, but it's predicted that tomorrow there could perhaps be martial law enacted because of Trump. If you want to know more about that, because I don't want to keep saying it, I have a video about that you can go and it'll explain everything. So it'll get you caught up. But Linda G posted a video this afternoon or earlier today, and about like a feeling that she was getting or a vision that she had about something happening tomorrow. And so I started watching her video, and then I got into it about to the point where she had said that it involved Trump. And then I logged out because I wanted to start looking at that energy for myself before I pick up anybody else's energy or readings. So that's why I jumped on here. So the first thing we looked at is the energy of the Trump administration tomorrow. So now let's take a look at what are they going to be able to accomplish tomorrow? What are they going to be able to accomplish tomorrow? Excuse me as I take a little sippy sip. Beautiful butterfly. I love that. She says, I shouldn't say she, they say, I live in love and light. I love that. I try. Today was a funny day. I had mentioned I took my kiddos to this like community event thing, and it was like there were so many people. It was really crowded. And my kiddos are 13 and almost 12. So they're kind of at that age where, they're a little moody. And so my daughter was just being a totally normal 12-year-old, but it was like totally getting on my nerves. And we sat down to have some appetizers and a soda and just like sit outside on this patio and kind of watch everything that was happening. And I could feel myself getting like mad. And then I had to take a minute and think why am I getting so upset? Why? And then I was able to kind of see it for what it was. And then I was able to look at my daughter and I gave her a kiss and, I'm sorry that I was just short with you for no reason. But it's so easy, right? To slip into that energy of being frustrated, being angry, having a short temper. It's so easy. And it's a conscious choice every moment of the day to choose something different, and that's the whole reason that we're here. We're here because we are here to learn a lesson. We're here to learn to love ourselves and love others the way that we should love ourselves. And unfortunately, a lot of people didn't learn that, but I think they're going to be learning it soon. So now we're going to look at what is the Trump administration going to do tomorrow? What are their actions going to be? Okay, so I'm kind of wondering if they're not going to be able to be all the way successful. So let's get into this. The Hermit reversed. The Hermit reversed is it's going within, but it's missing the information. It's missing the knowledge. It's not getting the important part. It's missing the point, which obviously they're missing the point. What the challenge is this Five of Wands. And the 5 of Wands, the 5 of Wands it can be deception and misinformation, but it can also be an opportunity for reconciliation. Okay, so it can kind of go either way. So we have not having the point. I'm feeling like this is probably more deception and misinformation. I don't know. Let's keep going. We have the King of Wands reversed. This is the energy that we're coming from and that we're going to be like heading from forward. This is King of Wands reversed. This is a tyrant. This is someone who is angry, someone who is impetuous, someone who is it's dictator energy, but it's like a tyrant. It's like a it's someone who is very explosive and very emotional. And what the energy that they're going into is this eight of swords. Eight of swords is about being trapped, being confined, but it's typically confinement of our own making when it's reversed like this. So it's looking at like we feel like we're stuck, we feel like we don't have any options, but we actually do have options. We've just created a situation for ourselves where we feel like we don't have options. What the goal is for tomorrow is judgment. I mean, judgment. This is pretty. I think they do. I think they do want to do something tomorrow. And it's interesting that we got judgment for what's going to happen on Easter Sunday. And Easter Sunday represents Christ rising from the dead. And the judgment card is about people rising from the dead and being accountable, having to, you know, account for what they've done. So it's so many. This is why I love tarot, you guys, because if you look at like all of the little connections, and people will say all the time that tarot isn't religious or tarot doesn't come from religion, and that is not true. It very much is based in religion, and it was how the true sacred knowledge was actually shared because it had to be hidden. So that's why there are so many religious symbols in tarot cards. But in addition to religious symbolism, there is a lot of ancient mythology, especially Egyptian mythology. So these cards they are incredible. But so I love seeing things like that where we get the judgment card for Easter Sunday for what are they going to do, but what they don't see coming or what they're going to do. This is a Knight of Wands. This is a hot-headed masculine energy. I feel like this is Pete Hegseth energy is where this is like really, really coming in strong, like Pete Hegseth coming in and like wanting to push something, wanting to force it, wanting to like make this be what happens tomorrow. I really feel like that's what he's trying to do. The energy is like very much like they don't really care. It's like meh. I mean, they care, they want to take control and inflict their will, but like their energy around people's lives or what they're actually doing is very much like meh, like just nothing. But here is where I wonder if they're going to be successful. Okay, there's two cards that I'm like, I don't know. Well, actually, even the Justice card, there's three cards. So let's just go through them. So this card, the World card, this is going to be their environment. Okay, and we're looking at what are they going to be able to accomplish or do tomorrow. So when the World card is reversed, it means something being incomplete. It hasn't been finished. So something is going to remain incomplete. So that's when I'm like, what is going to happen tomorrow? The next card is their hopes and their fears, and they have the Justice card reversed. So obviously their hope is that they can do whatever they want and they can get away with it. And their fear is being stopped. But I really don't think that that's a fear because I really don't think that they care because they haven't cared so far what the courts have said. So I don't think they're going to start now. But I think that the more the courts push back, the more it affects public opinion, and then the more it's harder for them. So I think that's where they want the courts to just stay out of it because the courts are getting people riled up, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like we're looking at from their perspective. Okay, so what is the end result? How is this all going to turn out? Well, we have the Death card reversed, and the Death card reversed. It can be the wind up of something. It can be the ending of something. I wonder, wouldn't it be crazy if tomorrow's the day that Trump and then it didn't happen, if that's what stops it. This is I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting. I think that they might. Really think that they might just try to enact it. That's so crazy. Okay, I'm gonna get caught up with the comments here really quick. Oh my gosh, I get so far behind. You guys are so great. I love all the comments. Okay. Oh, so Barb says Trump has ordered 200 troops to the border and Texas could be more. So I have not seen an increase for me where I am. I have not seen an increased presence of like military. But one thing that's to keep in mind though too is where I live, we have 2 military bases. So we already have a ton of military here anyway. Um, we were out at a little like community event today, and I was kind of looking around to see if there was like more of a police presence than normal, and there wasn't. I mean, there was adequate police presence, but it wasn't like crazy or anything like that. And for those of you who don't know who missed it, I live in Yuma, Arizona. I live right on the border to Mexico. Okay. The other thing that I noticed today when I was out too is that so the town that I live in is very MAGA, very, very MAGA. And anytime you go anywhere in public, you see, MAGA hats or some kind of, MAGA gear. And and I did not see a single person in any MAGA gear. Not a single one. So I'm wondering if they're starting to, you know, realize. Oh, is it Louis or Luis? Probably Luis. Luis says, I sound like a Jersey girl. I'm going to take that as a compliment. Yeah, wouldn't that be crazy, Robin, if Trump um Hey Bear Pantry Show, good to see you. Yeah, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. Okay, so let's take a look at Trump's energy for the next week. Let's just see what's going on with him. Let's get a feel for just what his energy is. Yeah, beautiful butterfly. I think they are starting to wake up. I think they are starting to wake up slowly but surely, and not all of them. But I've noticed that because I used to get so many like really trolly comments, and I've noticed that they've like slowed down a lot. Okay, so energy for Trump this week. What energy can we get for Trump this week? Okay. Energy for Trump. Ace of Swords, conflict right out the gate. This is like this is wanting conquest. This is coming out with a sword. So he's coming out the gate. Oh, thank you, Nathan. He told the trolls off. Yeah, he's coming out the gate wanting conflict. Oh my, you guys. This is literally his challenge. I have goosebumps. Okay. Did you guys see that? I have like serious goosebumps. Whoa. I shuffled and shuffled and shuffled those cards. Wow. Okay. That like took me for that. I need a second. Hold on. Let me get a drink. I'm processing. Wow. Okay. So he's coming out wanting to fight, and what he doesn't see coming, or what his challenge is going to be, is death. Okay. Energy he's coming from. It's coming from the 6 of Wands. This is victory. And this is the energy he's coming from. Now I know that, most of us here don't like him. If you're here, you probably shouldn't like him. But anyway, um, but he is coming from victory, whether it's a stolen victory or not. He won the presidency and he's been doing everything he wants to do. He's been getting away with it. Nothing has stopped him. So that is the energy that he's been coming from. Okay, energy he's moving into. We'll see. I mean, we'll see. Okay. Celebration. 3 of Cups is a celebration of life, a funeral. Okay. What's his goal? The star, of course. The star is like setting like this is like wishing upon a star and your wish coming true. This guy, Trump, he has gone through his entire life wishing upon a freaking star and like getting where he is. He has just things have lined up. Now, I believe that things have lined up for him because my opinion is what we're seeing now is something that has been fated. It's something that's been destined. It's, in my opinion, what we're seeing is what has been talked about in many religions, um, end time, end time prophecies. Although that's such a misconception because people say like end times, but it's really not the end times. It's just like the transition. Um, but I feel like Trump, I think the reason that the stars have always aligned for Trump is because he is the person who's supposed to be the villain, that's supposed to do this, to to kick us off, into the next thing. I mean, he's the catalyst for the change. Nothing is going to get better if we don't break these systems down. Okay. 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 So now, what he doesn't see coming is the King of Cups reversed. So Elon is a double Cancer, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's a Cancer sun sign, and then I think he's either a Cancer rising or a Cancer moon. But King of Cups is someone who's very emotional, and when it's reversed like this, it's someone who cannot control their emotions. So I did another reading about Trump's demise like a week or two ago. And what I got in that reading was that Elon was going to be like the catalyst. I don't think Elon's going to off Trump for entertainment purposes only. But I think Elon's going to like turn on him or double cross him or set him up or whatever. He's going to have a hand in it. And so what Trump doesn't see coming this week is the King of Cups reverse. It's Elon. Elon doing something. Something's going to happen this week. And it's something to do with Elon. I very much feel that. Okay. The energy. Oh, yes. 7 of Swords. This is trying to get away with something. This is being sneaky. This is just like all the crap, It's like, it's just trying to get away with whatever, his environment. 8 of Swords. Feeling trapped. The other thing that's interesting is we have 7 of Swords, 8 of Swords. We're going in progression now. We have them in order. Trying to get away with something, but then getting caught. Trying to get away with something, but then getting caught. Hopes and fears. And now we have the 6 of Swords. It's not in order, but still, that is so weird. 6 of Swords is going away. A journey, right? A big journey. So it's either, running, which I don't see him running, or it's like a journey from maybe this life to the afterlife, or I don't know, but that's a journey. That's going somewhere. Okay. And the final outcome for Trump's week is the Queen of Pentacles. This is divine feminine energy. This is earth energy. Pentacles are all about earth. It's all about rooted. This is karmic energy. This is the karmic, and so karma, whether he meets his demise this week or not, there's going to be some karma that he's going to have to, um, that he's gonna have to make a payment for, you know? Oh man, you guys. You guys saw this, okay? Like, I'm not making this stuff up. You guys saw me shuffle the cards. You guys saw me deal the cards. It is it's he's not gonna be around for long. I just don't think he's gonna be around for long. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, that's important to say. Not wishing death on anyone. We don't want anyone to die. We don't want anyone to we don't want to hurt anyone, but we're going to let karma just sort itself out, right? I'm not going to lose any sleep over it if something happens to Trump, but I'm not going to wish it either. Oh my gosh. You guys, this is crazy. So, what other questions do you guys have about Trump? Because, like, I'm starting to draw a blank now, or not Trump, excuse me, but like what's going on with this week. Okay, so for those of you that have just hopped on, what we're talking about is Linda G posted a video this afternoon about like a premonition that she's having about something happening this weekend. And it reminded me that tomorrow is the day that Trump may enact martial law. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, I have a video on my channel that links to a news story that explains all of this. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, Pylum, you just quoted Melania. I don't care, do you? And you know what you remind me of? I have a deck of cards. Is everyone here familiar with the controversy that happened over the Trump deck of cards? Oh my gosh. That was a whole thing. So I'm going to bring them out because it gets people riled up. It's so funny to me. Okay. So I have this deck of cards and I had an Etsy shop reach out to me. And they said that they make these cards and they were wondering if I would, just try them, see what I thought of them. They sent it to me, no charge. But like, if you buy them, I don't make any money. So it's not like any kind of nothing like that. Okay. They just sent it to me to try. And I didn't even have to try it on camera. Okay. I chose to do that. I was like, oh, I'm going to see how they work. Let's really try them out. So these cards are the What Would Trump Do deck. So these cards it's satire. It's poking fun at Trump, but people lost their minds. They thought that the deck was obviously like too kind to Trump. They didn't see the humor in it. I had people that quit the membership. So I have a membership where you can join my channel. It's like 99 cents a month and it gets you access to member exclusive content. I had people that canceled their memberships. I had people that unsubscribed. And I was like, are you kidding me? And here's the funniest part about it is that in that instance, the video that I used them on, it was a video about Trump. It had a picture of Trump in the thumbnail. It had his name in the title. And then I had people leaving me comments that they're unsubscribing because they don't want to see Trump's face. Make it make sense. You clicked on a video that has his name in the title and his face on the thumbnail, but you're mad that I'm showing you cards have his face on it? Like, that did not, like it, and that's why I talk about raising our vibrations, man. If you have time in your life to get offended over tarot cards, then we got to look at what's happening because it's just, come on, So these cards, these are like the very controversial cards, man. These were like, oh. Did you guys see that? That's my karma. I shuffled them and they all went fly. They went under my desk. That's totally what I get. That was instant karma. Oh my gosh, you guys, of course. I'll be back. Oh. Where did it go? Now I can't even find it. That's the weirdest thing. Where did it go? Okay, well, that is bizarre. Ah. Oh, but I found it. Okay, it was stuck. I found it. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm back. Isn't that hilarious? I was talking smack and then which cards fell on the floor? The trump cards. The trump cards flew on the floor. It was the 5 of swords. The battle card. Yeah, that makes sense. So anyway, that was so funny. Oh my gosh. You have to laugh, man. Life is just, it's so funny like that. But yeah, so these were the controversial trump cards. And the one thing I have to say, okay, do I enjoy looking at Melania glammed up? No. But this was the card though. So that quote that, who was it that posted that I really don't care to you. This is what made me think of it because this is one of the cards. But I have to say like that, like gag, but like the devil card, it's the tower is like Trump Tower. I thought that it was done really, really well. Like if you look at the artistry on these cards, that's pretty amazing. I really have to say. And the other thing I have to say about these cards is they're a really good weight and they're a really good, like they feel good, they're nice, a good thickness. They're good for shelving. They feel, as far as tarot cards go, the material is really good. If they were to make like another deck that wasn't a Trump deck, oh my gosh, in a heartbeat, I would buy it because it's a really good deck. Okay, I'm going to put the deck away now that it's caused me so much trouble. Okay. Yeah, I know. So I had someone ask about reading about Abrego or Kilmar Abrego Garcia. So one thing I will say is that I'm not going to do a reading on Kilmar Abrego Garcia. And the reason I'm not going to do it is, so when I pull tarot cards for like politicians or people that are in the public eye, they've put themselves out there. Like they've by choosing the career that they've chosen where they're in the public eye, like they've put themselves out there. So I'll read on them. Kilmar Abrego Garcia did not put himself out there. And he's a man with a family who is terrified. I can't even imagine. And I don't think it's right for me to pull cards on him. That's very private and very intimate. And to pull cards on him and put them on the internet. Because what if it's something that's not good? And then what if they see that and didn't want to see it? Now, do I think they're going to see my little, YouTube channel, my tarot card reading? No. But to me, like that's where for me, like I have to draw the line. Now, if it's like missing persons cases, like sometimes I'll read on those. And those I think are like helpful or trying to solve something. But in this instance, I'm just really, really, I'm really uncomfortable reading on him and any of the other detainees that were taken. I hope you guys can understand that. I get it. I've thought about it. I've gone back and forth and back and forth and back and forth on it. But I can't do it. I can't do it. Oh, okay. So we're looking at what's coming up, right? We're looking at for tomorrow, is Trump going to enact martial law? Linda G on her channel. Oh my gosh, I want to say something really quick. What is her name? Oh my God, you guys, I'm so terrible with names. She has the divining rods. Her first name is Karen. What's her, if anyone knows Karen with the divining rods, put her YouTube channel in the chat so everyone can see it. She is a YouTuber that I love. I'm obsessed with her. And you guys, I saw that she follows me and I nerded out. I saw that and I was like, ask spirit guides. Yes, yes, yes. That's it. Ask the spirit guides. When I saw that she followed me, I was like so fangirling. I was so like excited. Um, yeah, that's so funny. Okay, so um the question that I wanted to pull on though, let me find it here. Okay. So we're looking at right now, we're looking at Trump and what his energy is this weekend with this whole will he try to enact martial law? Will he not? And so those were kind of the topics that we're looking at. And one of the questions was, will the military comply? And then there was actually another question that had to do with Pete Hegseth. Hold on, it might make sense to do that one first. Let me. Where did I go? There was a question in here with Pete Hegseth. So, oh, right here. If Pete Hegseth is on administrative leave, why is it he and Noam can say whether or not to declare martial law? Is he on administrative leave? Is Hegseth on? Hold on, let's check that out. So Hegseth's he put two advisors on leave, but he's not on leave. He's still active. Okay. Let me get back to the right screen here. Okay. Oh, yeah, you guys are all answering me here. You guys are like, okay. So the first thing I want to look at is, well, let's look at, will the military comply? If martial law is enacted, will the United States military comply? What do you guys think before I pull the cards? Let's do a poll. Okay. Let me see. I want to do a poll. Okay. So I'm starting a poll right now. So I'll give you some time to vote. So, do you think that if our if Trump calls martial law, do you guys think that our military will comply? Yes or no? Okay, Lil Catherine, I will catch you up. While we're letting people do the poll, everyone do the poll. I'm gonna do a really, really quick Shutterbug Gals from Arizona. I'm gonna do a really, really quick, like, let's see if I can do a 20-second catch up for everyone who's just jumped on. Trump has asked Hegseth and Noam to do a report should he enact martial law on 90 days from inauguration day, which is tomorrow, 420. Will he do it? It looks like he might, based on the cards. But it also looks like Trump has really bad energy and it's looking bleak for Trump himself. And that's kind of like the 25-second version. Okay. Oh my god, that's so funny. Black Love says that I remind them of Mindy from Facts of Life. I've heard that before, actually. That's really funny. That's hilarious. I love that. Okay. So I'm going to give like one more minute for the poll. So everyone finish voting, and then I'm going to tell you what my opinion is. And then we're going to let Tarot tell us what its opinion is. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and end the poll. And it was 70% of you guys said that you do not think that our military will comply. Okay. Can I tell you guys what I think? You guys are going to be like, Bobby, I think I think that they will. And the reason I think that is because they complied in Nazi Germany. Oh, 75%. Here we go. The final vote. So 75% of you guys think that the military will not comply, and 25% of you think they will comply. Now, I hope they don't comply. I pray they don't comply. But when you've got Lisa Murkowski, who's like a leader, coming out and saying he's afraid of Trump, and you look at what the military went along with in Nazi Germany, I don't know. I mean, and I know like my opinion is not a popular one, but the reason I'm saying that, you guys, okay, and I'm not just like saying that because so I don't know if you guys know, I research the hell out of history and politics. Like I'm so fascinated by it. And I'm sure you guys can see, well, you can't really see right now because of the angle I'm at, but like I read so much, and like I have spent so much time studying the the psychology of what happened in Nazi Germany. And I will tell you, we are mirroring it. Absolutely mirroring it right now. It is a cycle, and we watched it happen, and now it's coming back around and we're watching it happen again, and it's like, what decisions are we going to make? Do I want our military to not comply? Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Like, absolutely. But I'm just saying, based on the type of fear tactics, propaganda, there is no safety net. So if Trump says, fine, you don't comply, I'll deport your ass. You're gone. You're a traitor. We're going to deport you. Or you're a traitor. You're treason. We're going to execute you. This is where I feel like we're going. So that's just my opinion on it. You guys can, agree or disagree. And hopefully it never even happens. Hopefully it's like something we never even have to see. But I'm just telling you, like, my own thoughts are, there's no one to keep those people in the military safe that say no. You know, there's no one. So, all right. Well, that was cheerful, wasn't it? Sorry, you guys. Okay, I'm getting caught up. Yeah, Kristen says, I think that they may comply with aspects of it. Yeah, I mean, it's a slippery slope, right? It's like little things, like do this little thing. Now do this little thing. Now take it a step further. Now take it a step further. And then before you know it, you're like all the way doing things that you shouldn't be doing. Yeah, Roger says if they had any sort of sense, they wouldn't, but they're too scared. And that's exactly, you know, and I think every single one of them would be in their mind like, I don't want to do this. They would hate every second of it. They would take no joy. It wouldn't be a good time for anyone. Um, yeah, Robin says that the president is the commander of the army and the navy. And people say, well, they took an oath to honor the Constitution. So have a lot of other people that have failed us right now. Look at all of the Republican senators and representatives that took an oath to the Constitution, and they aren't complying with it. Oh, great comment. Okay, so Tapestry of the Unseen says, I think they will comply initially, but they will start to rebel. That is it. That is it. So, um, yes. So Sorry, I'm looking at someone, they said their husband was a contractor, and that's really interesting. The contractors, the mercenary groups, that's interesting stuff there. But that's where we're gonna run into stuff. Initially, I think they're gonna comply, but then, right, once we start getting into stuff, that's when we start to see splits. That's when we start to see people, like, in it, and they decide they can't do that. They're gonna do the right thing, and they're very much, we're going to the split of the 3D and the 4D, or excuse me, the 5D. And people have asked, what's the 4D? The 4D is like the transition, and it's the aspect or element of time, okay? The 3D is like the what we live in right now. This is like the 3D, and the 5D, the fifth dimension, is a more highly attuned spiritual dimension where you're more connected to source energy. So we're going through this transition right now. And my opinion, and I've said this on videos, but you read in the Bible, they'll talk about the rapture and what the rapture looks like. And from what I can assess, it really sounds the same thing as this split. Only it's not a rapture. It's just we have people that are going this way and people that are going that way. A lot of different astrologers and tarot readers and mediums have been predicting that there's this big shift coming or this big split. And that's really what I think it is. And so I think that there are going to be people that are on the right side and people that are on the wrong side. And I feel like the people that are on the right side and the people that make those choices of like, I can't do that, they're going to go one direction. And the people that, are like, yeah, send them all to El Salvador, they're going to have a much different experience, different experience. Yeah. Okay. Oh, somebody said in Pete Hegseth's book, he said they will be forced to pick a side. So what I want to look at is will the military comply? Yeah, Julie Brown. It would be an unlawful order, but look at everything else unlawful they're doing right now. Everything they're doing is unlawful. Hi, Lila. Okay. So let's take a look and see, will the military comply or will they not comply? What do we think? What do we think, you guys? Let's see. Would the military comply with martial law orders? Oh my God. This is crazy. Magician reversed it's smoke and mirrors. It's someone being deceptive. It's someone who has like all the tools and all the resources, but they're not using them the right way. They're not using them. They could be doing something so fantastic, so great, but it's not being used. It's not being utilized. What's the challenge? It's judgment. They are going to be forced to make a decision. They will. There's going to be something that happens where the soldiers are going to be forced to make a decision. What are they going to do? Are they going to comply or are they not going to comply? The energy that we're coming from is this 10 of Cups energy. This is like, we've been living in this land of, in the US where we've never had, rewind. We have had wars here, but we haven't had any wars here since any of us have been alive. So it's very easy to kind of live in this fantasy land of, we're safe over here. We have oceans protecting us. Everything is good. Our government is run so well. We don't have to worry about a coup or a government overthrow or having our leadership taken out or whatever, So we're coming from this sunshine and rainbows, but what we're going to is this Two of Pentacles. This is a decision that has to be made, and this is an off balanced decision. This is the decision that the soldiers are going to have to make, and it's off balance, which means they are going to be pushed so much harder to go one way than the other. And it is going to be very, very hard for them to do the right thing. And look at this. The Hierophant, you guys. This is the card of government. This is the card of like government or leadership institutions saying, this is what we're doing. This is where we're going. So I do feel that leadership, government, institutions are going to it's going to happen at some point. Now, whether it's tomorrow or not, let's take a breath. Until something happens, we're not going to panic, right? We're just going to be warned. But what they don't see coming is this Ace of Cups energy. And this, I feel like, really ties back into that spiritual aspect of it, where people are going to have a choice. And what some people don't see coming is they're going to have the option. It might come at a cost, but they're going to have an option to choose a different way. And I'm wondering if we're going to see martyrs for standing up and choosing something different. The energy is the King of Swords reversed. This is a tyrant. This is a dictator. This is someone who is very unyielding. And the environment is the Empress. The Empress is about giving birth to new ideas, having new things happening. So I feel like it's ripe and fertile for new things to happen, not good things, but new things we've never seen before. Hopes and fears. We have the Queen of Cups reversed. This is being emotional. This is that the idea of we're going to have to fight through. People are the leadership, the military leadership are going to have to fight through this. Their fear is they're going to have to fight through people who aren't going to want to do this, right? This is going to be something where people are going to resist it. But look at this, the Eight of Swords. This is feeling trapped. This is feeling like you have nowhere to go. This is feeling like you have no choice. And this goes right back to what I was saying earlier about a lot of people are going to go along with it because they're going to feel like they have no choice because of the threats that they're going to receive. So, yeah, that's that. What do you guys think of that? Okay, let's see here. I'm going to get caught up. Let's see. Oh, Lee says, I think the dimensions are a CIA operation. And you know what's funny is the CIA released this like document, I think on accident, called the Gateway Process, of how you could I don't know. It's a whole thing, but man, if there was one thing in this world that if I could pick one stash of information to have access to, if they're like, okay, you can have one set of documents, but you got to pick only one, I would pick the MK Ultra files, which have been destroyed. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, Nathan asked how the dogs are. So my little Chihuahua is asleep on the bed, and she's just happy as a clam. And the two Sholos are in my son's room because it's midday and they're going to be crazy. There's a chance they're going to be crazy. So I just decided to just keep them out because they, as much as they are, great entertainment, they are absolute distractions. So, okay, here's what I want to do, you guys. I want to pull some oracle cards because I want to really look at our energy, okay? So we've been looking at these things. These things are stressful. These things stress us out. And it can leave a feeling of, just unease. And we can't sit in that energy forever because what we'll do is we'll just create more of it, right? What we think and what we feel, that's what we attract. It's the law of attraction, it's how it works. Energies are vibrations, and they like vibrations attract like vibrations. So it's so beneficial for us to spend at least 51% of our time in a better mood, or at least a neutral mood, than a negative mood. Okay. So that's why I tell you guys at least 51% of your time. 49% of your time you can be in a bad mood, but 51, it's like the tipping point, right? You got to be like 1% more in that positive energy. So that can be really hard right now because we're dealing with some really, really stressful stuff. Okay. But it's important to remember that we see it coming and we're prepared for it. Okay. It's not going to be as difficult for us as it is for people who still have the blinders on and they can't see what's happening at all. So, what I want to do is I want to pull some of these Starseed Oracle cards. These are my absolute favorite cards for getting advice. And I want some messages from Spirit, from the universe, to help us in navigating these times. So it's like, okay, universe, you told us what's coming. Now tell us how to get through this. Okay. So that's what I want to do. And I don't know, I don't know if you guys saw one of my videos last week, but I had mentioned, so these are my like absolute favorite oracle cards. And speaking of dogs, Nathan, my dogs got them. Oh my gosh. I was like, no, they're my favorite cards. But this week I got a replacement deck. So I'm very happy. They're such good cards. I really like these cards a lot. So what I want to do is I want to get just any kind of advice. So Hearts for Healing asked, I'm going to answer this question and then we'll move to this, but I think this is important. A lot of people have asked this. So if something happens to Trump, who will be president, right? Well, obviously the answer is JD Vance. Okay. But not so obviously, because I haven't seen JD being president. And I haven't heard any other readers or astrologers making that prediction for him either. What my prediction is that Trump is going to try to enact martial law. It is going to get really bad. And ultimately, the military is going to have to remove him from office. And I think that they will take him out. For entertainment purposes only, do your own research, form your own opinions. This is just like my downloads, okay, you guys? So just take this for what it's worth, okay? This isn't news. You're just getting like what my gut is telling me. It's that Trump is going to go down this road and it's going to get really bad. And then the military is going to have to take him out. And I think that they're going to have to take out his entire administration because the entire administration is corrupt. You take out Trump, you still have the same problem with JD Vance. JD Vance is gone. Next in line is Mike Johnson because it's Speaker of the House. And I mean, the line of succession. Oh man, I have it in a book, but like the whole line of succession, it's all of Trump's admin. Like the Secretary of Defense is like the 6th person, I think, in the list. I mean, Pete Hegseth, no. So what my thought is that they're going to have to take them all out. And then we're going to be in this transition period. And that's when things are going to get real crazy. And it's just going to be rough, man. It's going to be rough. But here's the thing that is like so important. This is why I don't really talk about that too much on my channel, because this is the thing. It has to all be torn down to be fixed, right? And we're not the only people who've gone through this. Other countries have gone through this and they have survived. So it's just, we're a young country and we haven't experienced it yet, but here we go. We're experiencing it now. So that's my 2 cents on it. But if you wanted like the technical answer, it would be JD Vance, Mike Johnson, and then I don't remember the. You know what? I want to look that up actually because I think it's really interesting. Order of presidential succession. Okay. Here we go. So it goes vice president. Then, if something happens to the vice president, it goes Speaker of the House. Then it goes to President pro tempore of the Senate. Um, then it goes to the Secretary of State. Then it goes to the Secretary of Treasury. And then number 6, I remembered it. It's number 6, Secretary of Defense. Then it goes to Attorney General Pam Bondi. Then it goes to Secretary of the Interior, then Secretary of Agriculture, then it's Secretary of Commerce, Secretary of Labor, Secretary of Health and Human Services, RFK Jr., no thank you. Then it's Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, and then after that, it's Secretary of Transportation, Secretary of Energy, Secretary of Education, Secretary of Veterans Affairs, and then Secretary of Homeland Security. So all of those people that are in the line of succession to be president, they are all Trump appointees. Yeah. So Denise says it has been predicted that U.S. Marshals will take him out. Yeah. I think I think that they will. I think they will. Yeah. Okay. So now we're gonna get back on track, and that was a really good question. It's come up so many times, and I had to answer that because it's a good question. All right. So now let's get messages from Spirit, from the universe. How are we supposed to navigate this crazy time? Okay. How are we supposed to navigate? Whoa, that's way too many. One at a time. One at a time. Okay. Oh. Is this it? Okay. We have 3 cards, you guys. So we have, let's just start with the first one. Okay. And these are so good. The definitions of these are so good that this is one of the few times that I will actually read from the deck. Hold on one sec. Okay. Perfect. So the first card we have, sorry you guys, I'm distracted, is Water Your Garden. And it says nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. So the question, or what we were asking for, was we're asking for guidance. So we see that this stuff is coming, right? So how do we navigate it? What advice can we have so that our experience is not as difficult as what other people experience? How can we make this better for us? Okay, so here we go. It says Earth is a seasonal planet, and as such, you're a seasonal being, cyclic. You can't be on and in full bloom month after month, day after day. You're strongly being called to put on the brakes, rest and refuel, to take a moment to restock and replenish and slow right on down. Your body is the only body you're given, and it needs to be respected as such. You're being called to take responsibility for your well being, to put your health and body first. I know it can feel like time is running out and as if there are urgent things that simply can't wait. However, if you keep pushing on, soon fatigue will set in. This way of living isn't sustainable. If anyone continues to race through life, eventually they will reach exhaustion, and it will take longer to recover than it would have done to rest. Immune system disorders and mystery illnesses are becoming more common because we're putting too much pressure on our bodies to keep up with the instantaneous pace of modern life. How are you being called to put on the brakes, to rest and restore, and rejuvenate? When was the last time you took a holiday or had a full weekend, day, or afternoon off? Look after your precious body and mind. Give yourself enough time to recover when you find yourself running on your reserves. There is enough time. Life will bend toward you when you do. Okay, so the first thing is about self-care. Right now times are really uncertain and there's a lot of weird stuff going on, and it creates a lot of feelings in us, feelings of stress, feelings of chaos, feelings of anxiety. So we need to honor our bodies. And when we're having those days when we just feel like we need a break, we need to take that break. Okay. I love that message. So the first message is from spirit is to honor your body. Okay, so the next card that we have is, let's see if I can find it here. It is called Wait. So this says, it's not time yet. Things are being woven. In our fast, loud, reactive, comparative world where an instant response is so often expected and at times even a currency, it can feel almost impossible to take a breath, let alone give ourselves the space to rest, wait, and reset. We're so often in overdrive, expecting instantaneous results over and over again. And when guidance doesn't come at these extreme speeds, it can feel as though something has gone wrong. But often, not receiving guidance is guidance in itself. When you ask for guidance and don't receive it, it can often mean wait. It's not time yet. The details are being woven. Our challenge is to keep trusting when on the surface it appears that nothing is happening, to remember that no matter how long or bitter, the winter spring does always come. To remember that you don't need to solve all of the world's problems in a single day, and perhaps they'll be better solved with some perspective and a good night's sleep. This card is your permission to slip, to slow down, switch off, and rest. You're being reminded to have patience and to trust the mystery of life, to trust that things are being woven on your behalf. It may not be happening to the timeline you'd like, but if you gather up patience, it will be orchestrated better than you can ever imagine. I love that. Okay, so we're being told we got to be patient. We've got to wait. Okay. And then the final card that we have here, let me see if I can find it. Aha. Okay. Your life is a canvas. So this is the final piece of advice from Spirit. Okay. All right. So this is artist manifestation, creative accountability. You're the artist of your life, and your life is a canvas. Take responsibility for your ability to create. Earth is known as a planet of manifestation. Your present moment is based on your past thoughts and beliefs. Your current thoughts determine your future. What kind of life do you want to create for the future? What are you being called to create? Reconnect with your manifesting power and align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with the vibration that matches them. It's never too late to start, and no experience is required. All you need is an open heart and mind and consistent daily action. If you're not sure what you'd like to create, start instead with a feeling of deep gratitude for all that's good in your life right now. State out loud what you're most thankful for. Look for the good in your life, and one thing will be certain: you'll find yourself attracting more and more good experiences into your world. This card is inviting you to see your entire life as a canvas, and the picture is completely up to you. Color it with your thoughts and feelings. Create the life that you most long to live. You may also be called to be more creative in your everyday life. What have you been called to create? How can you express yourself more creatively? So, even though the world is in chaos, we can still create, we can still manifest, right? So let that be your guiding light. Let that be your hope, your north star through these difficult times. You can create the experience that you desire. Okay? It's like Bashar says, it's not what you get, it's what you do, what you choose to do with what you get. All right? Okay, you guys. Well, I am going to, I think, wrap it up here because we have been on for an hour and a half and it's Saturday afternoon and actually almost evening, and I need to go spend some time with my children. Even though I spent time with them earlier, we're going to spend more time together now. So I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on this Saturday while we looked at what's coming up. I just want to say, everyone, stay safe tomorrow. I want to send everyone just wonderful thoughts and good energy to have a lovely Easter if you celebrate it with your family. Just sending such positive, good energy. If you don't celebrate Easter, I still am sending you just lots of love. And it's springtime and it's just wonderful. And there's so much out there and there's so much to be grateful for, So I'm really grateful for you guys. I'm really grateful for you guys. I could not do this without you. And I'm so thankful. So I want to thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And everyone have a good day and everyone stay safe tomorrow. Okay. No matter what happens, we are all divinely protected. We are all going to be safe. Everything is going to be fine. We are all okay. Okay. So, everybody have a wonderful evening and a wonderful day tomorrow. And I will see you guys later. Okay. And now I'm going to awkwardly try to end my stream.